Imagine looking up at the night sky and seeing a massive constellation go by. But they're not really stars though. It's 50,000 satellites with the ability to reflect sunlight back down to Earth. Is this a good idea? What are some of the consequences it may have? Let's reflect on Reflect Orbital's announcement on your space pod for July 23rd, 2026. Hi, I'm Kayla, your host for today's Space Pod, and one of the new astronomy correspondents for Orbital Edge News. Founded in 2021, Reflect Orbital is a privately owned California-based aerospace company, and they are proposing to launch over 50,000 satellites that will reflect sunlight back down to Earth. Their first tester satellite could launch as soon as late 2026, and they want to exponentially ramp up the amount of satellites in orbit from there. They want 1,000 satellites to be in orbit by 2028, and then their grand total of over 50,000 to be in orbit by 2035. Once complete, it would give off an estimated brightness of 20% midday sun in a 5-kilometer or 3.1-mile radius area. They can turn the light on and off by rotating the 18 by 18 meter mirrors just simply away from Earth. Some of the proposed benefits of their metallic constellation include increasing solar power energy stores, illumination during nighttime emergency search and rescue missions, or to keep the light on at construction sites for longer. While it has its benefits, this has understandably drawn some backlash from the astronomical community. The sheer amount of satellites in the sky would disrupt observations in numerous ways. It would make the sky appear brighter, meaning that it would be harder for the ground telescopes to detect incoming light. It would also leave streaks on the telescope images, causing data to get messy and blurry. Again, there are already tons of satellites and space debris messing with data, and this would only add to the chaos. But why does a tiny little streak of light on a really big picture or a little bit of a brighter sky actually matter? Well, even though observatories have access to databases with satellites that they use to cross-check their data, it would make detecting faint objects, like asteroids, much more difficult. A lot of research is put into detecting and keeping track of asteroids for any potential danger here on Earth, and the presence of these satellites could give us some false data. However, the negative impacts of this technology extend well beyond the astronomical community. Most notably would be its effect on nocturnal animals and wildlife. Multiple biological societies have urged the FCC to do an environmental survey, as the impact of playing God with light can throw off the circadian rhythm and the migratory patterns of animals. This also begs the question of who is stopping them from monopolizing light. While this could have some benefits, one company controlling a sunlight on and off switch could create a captive pricing situation where the company might charge entities to have to turn the light off where there's critical need for darkness. Fighting over where light and dark is definitely one of those overlooked consequences of playing God. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you're notified of our next full-length show. Again, my name is Kayla, and I will see you out on the launch pad.